Hello, everyone, and it is Snap Take. This is Glazer of Snap Judgments, and today, coming for you, we have three great decks, including this one that you're looking at right now that is rank 5, one that climbed in like a couple sessions from rank 400 to 19, and then a surprise 2099. So let's get started by talking about this very deck in front of you. This is from Crazy, former multiple time #1 player on the Infinite Leaderboard, has climbed all the way to number 5. A lot of it is on the back of this deck, and that's in a really low sample. That's why it's not the main deck of today's video, because this is a crazy low sample. No pun intended, I guess. But this is a crazy low sample, but despite that, its cube rate is so high that this has still been part of the reason for such an insane climb into the top 5. You can find Crazy at twitch.tv/crazy_IM, where he streams fairly regularly. This deck needs Victoria Hand, Frigga, and Misery, much like so many Victoria Hand likes do. Nico can be Kate Bishop or Iceman. Iron Patriot can be Kate or Sentinel. I spelled Kate very especially well there. All right, so this deck runs more 4-drops than we're traditionally used to seeing in a Victoria Hand list. I'm not going to break down every single Victoria Hand thing. We should understand at this point the basic gist of a Victoria Hand list. We make multiple demons using Misery. We try to make multiple Victoria Hands using Frigga, and then we play these cards, right? The question is what we do around those tricks. At this point, I think Juggernaut has just become a must-have in almost every deck, so it is unsurprising to see Juggernaut in this deck as just this cheap lane stealer that opponents have to force themselves to play around. What people are not playing around in Victoria Hand, they'll play around a Shadow King, they will not play around a Shang or Enchantress. Both of those cards are extremely powerful, so we have to figure out how to play them, and that's where Zabu comes in. Zabu with 3/4s makes all the sense in the world, especially if because sometimes we can Misery and get occasional 2-cost Shang or Enchantress, which is just crazy strong. This is the extra spice to this deck that has taken it from just a good deck to a great deck. This deck also has the Burrs combo in it, which is where you play Hood on 1 or 2. You play Iron Patriot and the Demon together on turn 3 in the Hood lane, and then turn 4 you Misery, giving yourself an extra cheap Iron Patriot card and an extra Demon in the process. So this deck does have a lot of really cool and really different play patterns that you should be able to use to succeed in this game. So this one is 10-2, an 84% win rate. Sorry, that should be 36 cubes in 12 games. That is a 3-cube average, utterly insane. And that is the author of this major climb at the top of the Infinite Leaderboard, where total cubes are so close. All right, so turn 1 we want Zabu over Quinjet over Hood. Turn 2 Victoria Hand of Frigga, Iron Patriot or Mirage are ultimately fine. Turn 3, we're going to go Frigga, Victoria Hand. We can also go 2+1. Ooh, I don't know what that was. Or play the Burrs combo. The Burrs combo in this case was just described on the previous moment, so check that out if you need to. Turn 4, Misery on Hood, Iron Patriot, Mirage, Zabu, or 2+2 is totally fine. Turn 5, we can generate cards reasonably often. Especially if we played Zabu early, that'll be Hood plus a Misery here, generating an extra demon, making if you draw Shangri Enchantress ridiculously cheap, and ideally you're doing that on like a Mirage or Iron Patriot or something for extra cards. And then we're going to go with demons, Victoria Hand control cards to end the game, and we should, generally speaking, be able to win there. As soon as you realize your opponent cannot match you in points, you can feel free to snap, although obviously the card to be wary of in the meta right now is very often going to be Killmonger, which does give this deck a very hard time. Really cool deck. Props to Crazy for coming up with it. Adding Shang and Enchantress to the Victoria Hand package and then figuring out that Zabu is the necessary extra piece is some real high level stuff. The card that I am least sold on this list, just for the record, is Quinjet. But Quinjet lets you sort of Frigga whatever you want. You can Frigga a Juggernaut, you can Frigga an Iron Patriot or a Mirage card in that circumstance, and it really does help the card Frigga. But outside of that, I don't know if this is necessary, if I'd rather have a Kate Bishop or something else. We are giving away a Galactus First Steps this week. All you have to do is sub, like, and leave a comment. As long as you've done those 3 things, you are entered to win Galactus First Steps. We'll tell you what comment to leave later this video. Next up, we got Say Cheese. CHZ is back with this absolutely wildly powerful list. I cannot believe how effective this is. I did take this out for a spin to do my dailies. This list climbed from the 430s or 440s, I forget what she said, into rank 19 in a couple sessions. It is that good. It is that strong, that consistent. If you want a meta deck, and yes, I know this is expensive, if you want a meta deck, this is where you are looking. All right, so this deck needs Mercury Cannonball. Everything needs Mercury Cannonball nowadays. Jennifer, Kale, and Luna. Those are your ramp cards because getting Sarah out on 4 is key here. And you need Fenris and Malekith. Mercury Cannonball, Fenris are a package. Malekith is sort of a secret sauce card for Sarah decks, where if you don't get the Kale or Luna, you still really want to see Sarah for that last turn, and Malekith makes you far more likely to draw that card. Plus, Malekith on Maximus is insane. Gladiator can be any three with stats. If you must play Negasonic, that's fine, but that's really, really bad with Malekith, so you're looking for generally a stats card. Red Guardian can be Mobius, Negasonic, or Rogue. Again, same problems associated here with Malekith, but even if you play if you make it Mobius, right, and Malekith goes to get your Mobius, that's still a 10 power 4 energy play. You're not too sad about that. Mercury is here largely for Cannonball. It becomes a kill that allows you to run Fenris Wolf. Gladiator is your backup Fenris Wolf card. If that's why Negasonic is sort of needed if you don't own Gladiator. Those cards are a nice simple package. You can play them in sort of really powerful combos since you have Sarah. We're trying to get Sarah out early by using Jennifer, Kale, or Luna, and if we don't get either one of those things for Sarah early, we've got our Malekith to hopefully draw Sarah. We've got an extra control card in Red Guardian, particularly good because of all the end of the turn out there. And Killmonger is here largely because of all the Victoria hand that's all over the place. Gladiator is great stats again for Fenris, but Gladiator and Maximus both work really, really well with Malekith, turning Malekith into a top premier statted card. Maximus also has double synergy with Ronan the Accuser. Almost every deck, every card in this deck, I think literally every card in this deck has at least two uses, except I guess Ronan, which is, I mean, use big, use good with Maximus, but like every card in this deck has multiple uses and is able to create power and win conditions, so multiple things in the meta. This is genuinely a brilliant build. If you're going to play one deck this week and you have the cards, I think this is where I would be playing of everything we've talked about thus far. So rank 400s to rank 19. Turn 1 pass. Turn 2 Kale over Fenris equals Misery. Turn 3 Luna over Gladiator. Turn 4 we can Sarah, and if we're Sarahing Snap over 3+2 or Malekith. Sometimes we will drop a Ronin here if we've seen what our opponent's playing. If we see that they're playing like an Agatha, for example, we know they're probably not running Shang-Chi. We can just drop our Ronin at this point. Turn 5, Sarah over Ronin Cannonball. We can combo off early stuff, and please don't forget to make sure you've played your activates. This is your last chance to activate Jennifer Kale. This is your last chance to play Fenris Wolf. Turn 6, Cannonball and combo off. Maximus and Mercury are both absolutely great cards here. Play them, live them, love them. This list is disgustingly strong, and I cannot urge you enough to give it some play. If you play this with intelligence and discipline, throwing priority appropriately, you're going to win a lot of cubes. Before we go forward, if you're watching the video and enjoying it, please hit that sub, like, and comment as we do our best to bring you a Marvel Snap video every single day. It's been over 2 years without missing a day, so if you want Marvel Snap decks every day to keep the game fresh, hit that sub button. And we will be streaming tonight because I got to test out the new card. I know this is releasing after the new card released, but I've got to test out the new card still. I've got to test out some lovely Fallen One. Hopefully you've seen my big Fallen One surprise by the time this video goes live. Next up, our season pass question is really simple. Mercury's in like everything. Mercury's with Cannonball. Should Mercury be nerfed? Should Fenris or Cannonball be nerfed? My guess is Mercury. How do you feel about this combo and whether or not it should be nerfed? Next up, we got Rock the Doombots. An old friend of the show showed up and more Doombots was like, hey, this deck's really good. So between the two, I decided to feature it. I know a lot of people really enjoyed Doom 2099, and this is a expensive but powerful way to play those cards. Oh god, I hope I did the turn by turn for this. I don't think I actually wrote a turn by turn for this. Now that I'm thinking about it, oh well. Rock the baby with this deck. I can do a turn by turn as we go. Definitely not a turn by turn. Wait, yeah, that's a turn by turn. Look at me go. All right. I don't remember writing that at all, friends. I did it while I was helping my son with homework, so I hope it's good. This deck needs Mercury, Cannonball, Invisible Woman for steps, and Doom 2099. Carter, Rock and Groot, we can run Cap or Sam Cap. If you add a cheaper ongoing, Prodigy can be Moonstone. If not, you're stuck with Moonstone. Oh, sorry, you're stuck with Prodigy. Galactus can be Goliath or Red Hulk. Goliath might be better, but Galactus is pretty often better than Red Hulk. All right, so Black Cat's here because it's keyword big. Without the running of the 4/7, the Fantastic Car, it's not that great. Sunspot, however, is insane. You often just don't have very much to do, especially with Doom. If you end up whiffing a little bit, then Sunspot gets really, really solidly big. Those are here as sort of like extra concessions to the end of the turn thing. They're not amazing unless you have, but Sunspot can be like game and lane winning if you end up doubling the Invisible Woman. Cool. At that point, you can make very easily like a 20 power sunspot to win a lane. If you manage to do that, fine. You can do that, win another lane with Carter, and just have a great time. Black Cat is still just decent stats though, and doesn't really affect the game too much. Mercury's here because you run Cannonball. It also works really well in terms of getting behind Carter. Rock and Groot does the same thing. These cards can also affect where your Doombots go. Um, Prodigy is amazing as Rocket and Groot. Many have forgotten that, but when Prodigy first came out, Rocket and Groot was the best target. Prodigy is also great in Captain Carter. Don't be afraid to get that Captain Carter, especially if Rocket and Groot is in that lane or Mercury's in that lane, and then you can move it out, and then you're giving +6 to your back cards. You can copy Invisible Woman, largely for extra Doombots. There's not much else to do there. You can copy Blue Marvel in a pinch, or obviously on turn 5, if the Doombots fall right, you can copy Doom 2099. Doom 2099 is a key power card. Invisible Woman is really only here for Doom. We're going to be honest here. It has other uses, but it's really largely here to give you an extra Doombot at the end of the game. Blue Marvel gives power to the whole board. It's just a powerful thing to have, especially in a deck that runs Captain Carter and the Doombots. Cannonball says, oh no, that one spot's too big for me. Never mind. Doom works obviously with Doom 2099, and then because you have so much power, Galactus threatens your opponent just as I can go way over the top in one lane. Turn 1, Black Cat over Sunspot. Turn 2, Mercury or a 1-drop. Turn 3, Invisible Woman, and if you've got the right stuff, you can snap over Rocket Groot or Carter. Turn 4, and this should be white, excuse me, 299 is your snap. You can also Prodigy Invisible Woman and snap people. People will generally run from that. They don't know you're not running the stuff. Turn 5, we're going Blue Marvel or Prodigy on 2099 or a 3. And then we're going to go Doom or Cannonball on turn 6. This is a really straightforward list. A lot of power. I haven't had a chance to try it, but I am excited to. I have it already built in my game of Marvel Snap. Props to Arakta Baby, and thanks for insisting on this one. More Doombots. It's a really, really, really cool list. I love, although like 8 ways to use Prodigy in this. Prodigy is one of the most underrated cards in Marvel Snap. We use it mostly for Invisible Woman, but this deck is like Prodigy the deck. And Prodigy is one of my favorite characters. A teacher, indeed, like myself. That's it for today. If you want to see some gameplay and my timing doesn't work for you, please check out the stream team. Today is Wednesday, so Flash will be on. Game of Flash X will be on from 9 to 10 p.m. Eastern. Please check him out. Meanwhile, patreon.com/snapjudgments is how you can find and support the channel if you're interested in doing a little bit extra. Thank you to Jonesy Snap 22, our patron of the month, Abigail Giesland, Mandatory Burnout, Irregardless, LAB, Inc., I Am Frostman, Hota, Navidete, Primed Ryan, Ryan Burke, Ryan Wood Snap, Ren Wrench, Gopher Kev, Keltor, Kertix Lee, Corey, Kazushi, Archangel 3K, Black Dahlia, Perfrost, The Goat Seeker Code, Hollowed, Synth, Fat Nick, Absolute Shen, Casual, Dark Google, Mr. Corville, Cables, Ginger Prime, Philip Rakovich, Haplo, Kenny Log into the Dangers of the Business, Black Teams 23, Extra C, Skippy G, Jessica Gam, Mr. Sludge, The Gang Bros, The Great Kazoo, Werewolf, Kevsudo, Clam, Colonel Foreman, Rob Summon, David G. Wingfield, Stephen Brown, Carpenter, Stage Run, Jason B, Matt V, Corbin, John Q, Jimmy Q, Yestout, Ace Age, One Big Man, Cactus Jack, Reapster, Steve Owen through and Yo Marco, Ted Pro, Quid Pro Joe, Snap Decisions Joe, Biggity Boombot, Bricks to Click, Green Goblin, Unibot, V2, Flan 56, Spectrum X, Who, Tony Fox, Matt H, DJ Magazine, No Flex, Nick the Greek, Geek, Toxic Skull King, Dr. 34, King Hello, DJ, Demet Falcon, Val, Thor, Newman, Two Ties, the Great Line is the Pirate King Tucker, and of course, Gunny T, the T stands for the patch released while I was unconscious last night. So I will be hopefully doing some patch stuff for you tomorrow. So if you're interested in checking out some patch stuff for me, I think tomorrow is going to be a 2-video day, one shorter one where one short video where we just do a couple quick decks and one where you talk about some patch stuff because I got some thoughts. Catch you soon for more Snap Take. Peace.